Hi there, I'm Darryl Williams from Python Bytes, and in this tutorial it's a follow-up from the last tutorial, or it was an overview of what Bottlepy website we're going to create. Bottlepy is a Python web framework. It's called a micro web framework, so it's very small in what it can do. But it's quite useful because it helped me learn how to use a web framework with Python. So in the previous video I showed you the to-do list application. So now we're going to start building the template to be able to make this page using HTML and CSS. Okay, so the application is in the to-do folder. So, and I use Notepad++ for editing when I'm creating a bottle application. This is the code for the present bottle application that we're building on, and so we need to get the template in here. Now here is a HTML page, and that produces this page, and this is a static page. It's not a dynamically driven web page. This is a dynamically driven website, you could say, because it uses a database for the content. Okay, it's a lot more efficient in producing a large website by using a database. So this is a static page. Okay, and these links don't go anywhere because there is no server controlling it. So Bottlepy is actually a server that will produce, you make a request to the server and the server will give you these web pages. Okay, but at the moment this website, you could say, internal website, isn't connected to a server, so these links won't even work. So we need a server to do that. In the to-do folder I've created the index HTML code, so right click that and open it in Notepad++. And so if you look at the code, get Notepad++, open it up, freeze this video, freeze it, pause it, and then write down this code. That's the HTML code. And then once you've written that down, unpause it, play it a bit till you get to the bottom of this page for the rest of the code, then pause the video and then write the rest of the code. Okay, and we have a CSS file that gives us the styling, the color and the styling of the website. So in the to-do folder there is the main CSS, and I right click there and I select edit with Notepad++, and there is the code, line 1 to line 31. That is the code for the main.css. So up to 31, so go to 30. Once again, pause the video, write the first 30 lines, and then from line 30 onwards write the rest of the lines, play, pause. Okay, and then where were we? Now I'm getting confused. Okay, that's 30 to 60, so I go to line 60, yep, and write that code, pause the video, copy that code, write it down, 90, okay, so there's 104 lines of code in that CSS file. As you can see, this index file, HTML file, is in the to-do folder, and as I said, these links don't work because it's not connected to the server. Alright, this here, that's why we call this SVR. It is the server file. Alright, so what we need to do now is we create a folder. So I right click, select new folder, and we call this folder views. Okay, and then I opened them in here, didn't I? So I'll close that now, those two, keep the server alive, and then I'll move only the HTML into the view files. Okay, the view folder, sorry, that's in the folder. Now I'm going to double click this to open a new page, and here we go. This is the web page. So this is the web page, what the page will look like, but this doesn't look like it. Why is that? Why is that so? Okay, right click and you go view page source. There's the main CSS file. When you click that, the file's not found. Okay, so I'll close that. Whereas when we go to this one here, this web page, it's all designed, it's got styling, not like this one. If I right click and go view page, it's made me a liar. To do, what's that? Okay, so if I, now that's weird. Ah, I see. So I'll right click, copy, right, make me a liar, because I took it out of here, that's why it disappeared. And I'll paste it, alright, and then I'll refresh, there we go. Okay, so this file is in, as you can see with the route, the address, it's in the to-do file, a view folder, views folder, and then index. And right click once again, you can't find the main CSS file. We go in here, right click, view source, yes we can view source. And that's the index HTML is in the to-do folder. I left click main CSS, and the main CSS is in the to-do folder. If we go down here, there it is, HTML main CSS. This one has no CSS file in it. Okay, and we can actually access the main CSS file. So to be able to access that, we have to create another folder, and we create new, and we'll call that static, and then in static we'll create a folder called CSS. So all our CSS code will go in there, and the same would go with, say, if we have JavaScript, we'll put JS for JavaScript. In this application we're not using JavaScript, but I'm just letting you know you can put JavaScript in there, or any other folders that relate to it. For instance, you might go new images, or IMG, where are we? IMG for images, and you put all of those in your static folder. Alright, now right click that and copy that in the static CSS, we'll paste it in there. Okay, so now this application, this HTML code is in the to-do folder. This HTML file is in the to-do views folder, and we don't have a connection to the CSS file. Okay, now before we do that, we'll start the server. We go left click on start. I know I've got CMD listed here, but you may not have it. So you go CMD, it's listed up here, left click to start that. Okay, and we go into the to-do folder where our server is. Right click, copy address text here, CD for change directory, then right click, this is Vista, it'll paste automatically, or you choose right click paste, press enter. Now we're in the to do folder, we go Python svr enter, and it's running. So we got the server running now. We go back here, I'll copy that, I don't want to lose this page. If I hit enter on here, it'll go to a different page. I'm using that one as a reference. So here I paste it here and it works. Okay, so how do we get the index file to work? Okay, so the way we do that is we have this template here. Alright, so in the output we go, I'm looking at my notes here, I'm cheating. Okay, so we remove, might leave that, we'll call that one test, to test that the server's running. We'll copy that and bring that down, remove that, and then here, go up here and we'll type return template, and we'll go index.tpl, and we'll save that, and we will go into the our to-do folder, views. Right, now no HTML on there. Okay, now we'll change this to TPL. TPL stands for template. Yep, want to change that. Oh, what happened? There we go. TPL. We'll open that in Notepad++. We'll also open a new one, and this one is called where we put here rebase .tpl. Go away. TPL page title equals to do list. Okay, and we'll go in here, we'll copy that, copy that code. Here I right click and I choose rename, so we want to rename the index and call that base. Okay, that's our base template. Okay, you've lost the color for HTML code, so you go language, HTML, there you go, you got your color code for HTML. Okay, now I can save this as index TPL, save that, and we want to remove just this code in here, and we'll put we'll change this, no, leave that, change that to test, save that, then we go into here and we'll go base TPL, here we go, so it's the base TPL. You notice I put test with the title there. Alright, so now what we're going to do here, just reduce that. So here we go, we've got to do application, that's this one here, H1, a title, and then we got test. And then what we'll do is we'll change this, and we go to curly brackets, and just checking my code, yeah, exclamation mark base, alright, and reload, it's got base in there. Now what we do is we'll look at our code for the server. So now we've created the index TPL and the base TPL, which is this one here, the index TPL connects to. Now when we go to here and it says it works, right, localhost 8080, and if you check here it says the server's listening for requests on localhost 8080, that's the port. Okay, now if we refresh this, call me a liar, yes, I know what's wrong, you have to stop it, the up arrow for the code again and run that, and there we go, we have the code there for there. And I'll just have a look at the code here. Right, now there is code here that we can add. We go debug equals single quotes true, and then and then we put a comma, reloader equals true. Now what the reloader does is, as you notice, the server didn't update this change, and I had to do Control C to close the server, right, and then restart the server to get the changes. Okay, and you don't want to do that every time that you make a change on the server application. So you add this code here, reloader equals true. So every time that you make changes to your code, the server will reload and then it will display the changes on the web page. Okay, so we'll save that to the server now, and we'll leave that there. There's a lot involved in this, but it's well worth it. So yeah, the next tutorial I'll talk about the CSS and connecting to the CSS. That's it for the tutorial now. There's a lot involved in that, but it'll get you started. So if you have any comments or questions about this video, please leave them down the bottom of the video, down there. Leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, as soon as possible. So till the next tutorial, I'm Darryl Williams. Goodbye.